Okay, welcome to the November 5th meeting of the Ledyard Farmers Market Committee. This is a regular meeting. It's 5:31 p.m. Let's take care of roll call. This is Pam Ball. I am the market manager.
Lori Harry, Assistant Market Manager.
Jamie Allen.
April Brunel, Treasurer.
Pete Harry, Committee Member.
I see Bill Thorne. And I see that Ellen is signed on. Do you guys want to chime in, say you're here?
I'm here, but apparently WebEx isn't Bluetooth compatible.
Oh.
So I can't do this while I'm driving. I just had to pull over. I was signed on and then I had to leave and turn off my car to disconnect from Bluetooth because I couldn't hear you guys.
Oh
Now
dear.
I'm sitting in someone's parking lot.
Oh dear.
So I'll be home in like 20 minutes.
Okay, I don't think the meeting's going to be very long.
Oh, I mean, I can sit right here if you think we're just going to do it as long as they don't care.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to miss another one. I missed the special meeting because I can't do third Thursdays because the estate council meets on the third
Yeah,
Thursday.
sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine. I'd rather just do this. I'll do this one. I don't want to miss two in a row.
Okay, and I see that Melody Ferris is on.
I see Bill, April, and you.
Yep. So I will just do, there's Pam Ball, Pete Harry, Jamie Allen, Lori Harry, April Brunel, Bill Thorne, Melody Ferris, and Ellen Granger.
Right.
All right. Does anybody have any informational items? I don't see any hands. Okay, we have two sets of meeting minutes to approve. We have the regular meeting minutes of October 1st and the special meeting minutes of October 22nd. Does anybody have any things to change on the minutes from October 1st? Okay, so I make a motion to accept the minutes from the meeting of October 1st.
I'll second. This is April.
All in favor?
I
see.
Ellen. I said yes. Yeah, I can't see you guys. It's really hard to do this from the car.
I see everybody's hands and I hear Ellen, so those minutes pass unanimously. The special meeting minutes, my edit is that every time that Bill Thorne seconded something, he's listed as the vice chair. So with that correction, I think those minutes are fine. So I will make a motion to, does anybody have any comments on the minutes from October 22nd?
I skipped that one, so I would abstain from that.
Okay. So I make a motion to accept the minutes from the October 22nd meeting with the correction of listing Bill Thorne as committee member instead of assistant manager, assistant chairperson.
Second.
Second by Lori Harry. All in favor? I see everybody's hands and Ellen abstained because she wasn't at that meeting. So the minutes pass unanimously. Okay, moving on to the treasurer report.
Okay, well, not much has changed because we haven't been doing anything, but I squared up everything, I believe, with Porta Potty. They changed their company name, so that was a little confusing. Still a weird name, but their phone number is still the same and everything, and people are still the same. And we got Buttercup. We're still waiting to hear back from Cheryl, I believe, on that one, but that's the only things I have up. I wrote to Roxanne earlier before her vacation to match the Boy Scouts donations, so that should be in the works as well.
Great. I know we approved spending a lot of money, but I have a funny feeling we're not going to be spending that money by the end of this meeting. So let's see. That's the treasurer report. Any comments of committee members? Okay, I see everybody shaking their head. My report kind of flows into the business part of the meeting. Old business. Okay. So continue discussion regarding the winter market. I hope everybody got the email that I sent around today. It had the responses from the email that I sent to the vendors asking them to actually commit to the market. So considering we had to send the survey 3 times to get responses, I only sent this email once. But as you can see, if we have a market, our full-time vendors would be Breads and Cookies, Broadbrook Acres, Canberra Bread, Cupcakes, a fish vendor. I know Yala was very interested. I know they didn't get back to me. Our half-time vendors would be Seacoast Alpaca, Busy Bee, Beeswax Wraps, and Cake Warrior is interested. And then we have a number of guests. And we did have some people that at least responded and said they wouldn't be able to make the winter market. So we do have some confirmed no's. Cardi was looking into a farm called Cold Spring up in Colchester. Apparently it's a really big farm. They have a lot of vegetables. They have a lot of animals. They have a lot of everything. They do a lot of CSAs, and they do run the Colchester market and one other market. But I haven't heard back from him, so I'm assuming he didn't reach her. And I spoke with Killam and Bassett yesterday, and she doesn't have anybody to do the market. And I kind of said, well, I didn't offer to do the market like I did for Brush Hill, because it's an hour up to pick everything up and then an hour back to the market. So it's another 4 hours added to the day. I said, well, do you need some help to do the market? And she was like, no, I really want this lady to do it. And this lady doesn't know if she can do it because she's waiting on a restaurant that COVID is changing. The restaurant can't give her an answer. So short answer to that is we still don't have any vegetables. So, I've had a lot of vendors asking me questions. I'm doing my best to answer them politely. I don't, okay. So does anybody have any comments on the situation? Plus we will be moving to phase 2.1 on Friday in the state. So Lori, I see your hand up.
So for the people who don't know, the pastor at Our Lady of Lourdes wants us to abide by the state's rules, which don't necessarily apply to us because we are a farmer's market, but because we are inside and using their facilities, we are to follow their rules. So now that the governor is rolling back to 2.1, we are now allowed 25 people in the hall, which means that's basically that's our vendors and us.
Mm-hmm.
So that even with produce, that puts us in a rock and a hard place. That's, to me, a no-go having it inside at all at this point.
Yep. Thanks for bringing up that point. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, that's okay.
Jamie?
Hi. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I froze multiple times. So, Pam, were you just talking about the list of vendors that you sent us? Is that what I missed when I was frozen?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Our dwindling list of vendors. April?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for contacting all those people and dealing with all the vendors and sending out the survey. And I didn't reply to the survey because I'm on the committee. So it's like, you already know.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It's like, yeah. But at this point, as sad as it is, I think it's best to just call it and say we don't have the vegetables and it's too hard because we have to go by not only the DOAG rules, but now the state rules, and everything with COVID is so crazy right now that just for the sake of sanity and, call it and say we're just going to start planning for the next summer. That's my take.
I don't see anybody else's hands. Ellen, did you want to chime in?
I have to agree, but very regretfully, if we have 25 people in a room and we have 10 vendors and they're all staffed and we have 3 or 4 volunteers, it's not enough.
You mean,
To me, that's sort of like the final straw.
yeah. Bill or Melody or April, you want to say something else?
Yeah, it's just the amount of work compared to what we'll get out of it. It's just not worth it in my opinion. So piggybacking off what Ellen said, yeah.
Jamie?
Hi, I'm just going to speak for Melody. Melody, can you talk now or not?
Yeah, I was finally able to get my phone.
Okay, I was just going to say Melody couldn't talk, but she's there now. That's all I'm going to say. I just wanted you guys to know she's having a problem.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead, Melody.
Thanks, James. Question, what have the vendors been asking you? Like, are they upset at the fact of they're upset that they don't think they're going to have enough people, or they're upset at the fact that we're not sure if we're going to have the market? What kind of feedback have you been getting from the vendors that you're saying you're trying to field questions?
They want the market. They want us to try having the market. They want us to consider having an outside market. They want us to do a market without vegetables. They want the market. This is their livelihood. I get it. But they are fully committed to the market. No matter what shape or form we had it, we would have those 5 or 6 people. Bill?
Yeah, you had said back when that if they move back to these, 2.1, 2.0, whatever you want to call it, that it wouldn't work. And we're there now. So I think, based on what you said earlier, your feelings, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, I'm sorry, but I think we are. I mean, it's not us. We didn't not want to do the market. It's circumstances that have kind of put us in a box. And I think an outdoor part, trying to do it outdoors. I mean, look at today was nice, but look at the last couple days. I mean, it was freezing and snowing and everything. I don't know if an outdoor market would work, but especially with no produce, I think people might come for that. So I think we are a victim of circumstance. And I think we just have to realize that's where we're at.
Pete, you haven't spoken yet.
Yeah, so I pretty much agree begrudgingly with what everyone's saying. With that said, maybe through our social media platform, right? Maybe we can act as a springboard or conduit for our vendors, and we can extend a little, like marketing push for them to help them through this tough time. I think that might be a nice olive branch to extend to. We can keep our name out there by saying, still promoting our vendors. Just an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go dark until summer. So, maybe if we feature a different vendor, every week, or maybe that's a stupid idea.
No, not at all. We do so much posting. It's good to keep us posting.
And there's value to our likes and our, you know what I mean? And maybe we still do a newsletter, but it's just, hey, did you know Broadbrook, whatever, I don't know, a turkey recipe for the holidays, and Broadbrook has turkeys, or some sort of and I read now that Linda's been doing that already, so I'm gonna shut up.
She has done Facebook posts for us, and she's done that in between other winter summer market cycles. So yep. Melody.
It just might be a nice way to lessen the blow to our vendors, is by saying, hey, we're going to put a little extra effort into promoting you throughout the winter.
That's a good idea. Melody?
And to piggyback on that, you could call it a virtual winter's market. and almost consider it still a farmer's market, but it's a virtual one.
That's an interesting idea. Yeah, we could, as a service to our vendors, we could simply list all the people that were interested in winter market and attended summer and make one post with links.
Now, could we, Jamie had suggested last time about doing it once a month.
A
Is
newsletter.
that something that, no, I'm talking about the actual market once a month.
I don't, so the thing, I did think a lot about this. People have suggested once a month, every other week. I think we just don't get the momentum. I don't know if anybody's really noticed. Opening day is not our biggest day. It's usually the second market after people have talked about opening day. So I think that, to generate all that momentum for one day and then have to keep it alive for another month is a tough thing to do. Lori.
So what if we were to do it for 4 weeks? What if we were to do it from the weekend before Thanksgiving to the weekend before Christmas? Outside, weather permitting, where we had the summer market.
Would people like to discuss that?
Everybody's like, nope, shut up.
No, I'm not. I will reserve my comments. Go ahead, April.
Originally I would have been yes, but Halloween I had to wear, well, I didn't have to, but I wore gloves to hand out Halloween candies. And between the cold and the gloves, I had a reaction. So I ended up, not to be gross, but have a problem with my hand right now because of that. So I don't think I could handle an outside market if I had to wear gloves. That's just
Melody.
I just get the feeling that it's going to be cold. Based on what our weather's been doing, I think it might be way too cold. And then if we end up saying we want to have it outside and then we don't have an option for inside, I think we would have a problem with that. And I really feel like we're going to have a cold winter. I think it's going to get cold quick. That's my only concern. I get like the first 4 weeks, but the problem with having it inside is the 25 people. So it's like, I feel bad for the vendors. That's why I was saying if we could do once a month, at least they'd get an opportunity to sell their whatever they have at least once a month. But maybe doing the virtual thing that Pete said might be good. My only concern is where are they going to sell it? Where will they be able to provide it to the customers if they don't have a storefront? That's the only part that I would say might be a problem. So the people that have storefronts, it's great. You're supporting them and you can show what they have to offer, but the people that don't have storefronts would have to find a way to get them their goods.
Okay, fair point. Jamie?
So as far as Melody's idea about the virtual one, I kind of like it. So what if we did something like, let's just use Broadbrook because it's just an easy one. I mean, he's not that far away. What about if we could coordinate with them, say Broadbrook or whatever vendor, and because people can go to their house and pick up their pigs from Mike or whatever it is he sells. If we did a Facebook thing saying, Mike's open from, on Saturday, whatever, from, the normal market hours, say 9 to 12 or whatever, he can give his address. Or what about if we gave each vendor an opportunity to come to, like where the market is now, but one at a time, once a month, and they were there for just an hour or something, if people could pre-order or whatever, they would just be basically bringing it to Ledyard. So having it a combination of virtual and just trying to be a conduit for the customer to somehow get with the vendor. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Something. I don't know. I like that idea that Melody has, so that it doesn't seem like we're giving up on them. Do you know what I mean? We can't do it, but we're going to make the best effort we can make to still put the customer with the vendor. That's it.
Any other thoughts? Lori?
I don't know if I would call it a virtual market. I think to have an actual virtual market is going to be a lot of online work, and especially because Linda ends up doing it all, at least now. I mean, I don't know who would end up doing it, but I think to piggyback off of what Pete is saying, I think if, you know, every week on a couple of specific days, we promoted these people who have, like, because even people who don't have storefronts, you can call them and order and they'll either deliver it to you or whatever. I just think a simple marketing post for everybody with links and information once or twice a week would be so much easier than trying to coordinate a whole virtual, because you know what, we could barely have the vendors coordinate pre-orders. I mean, let's face it, the pre-orders was a disaster.
That is true. That is true.
All I keep thinking of in my mind is it's going to come back to bite us in the butt. No matter, because I feel horrible for the vendors. That's why I was like, well, maybe we can have it outside for just a few weeks, weather permitting, you know, under the pavilion. So, but I just think trying to do it virtually is going to come back and just be too much work and bite us in the hiney. But I definitely think we should promote them on Facebook with ordering and holidays and all that stuff every week with links and phone numbers and contact information.
Any other comments?
I mean, I think that essentially is a virtual market. It's just scale. You know, I think everyone's on the same page when it comes to that.
So I will say that I think I sent the email to about 60 vendors. Maybe that's high. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't want to chase vendors to get them to be involved in this, and the lack of response to the survey and the lack of response to the most recent email means I would have to change, or this team would have to chase all the vendors to do something in person. And I just think that's above and beyond to do something in person. I think it's wonderful to direct to their websites. You know, I feel bad for people like Breads and Cookies because that's just not how they operate. Broadbrook has a different plan. Vendor A and vendor B, we could only have one. I'll just put it that way. If we promoted vendor B, then vendor A would be extremely unhappy. Vendor B doesn't really care about what vendor A thinks. And honestly, I don't want to get involved in that because I don't need to get in these vendor battles. So, having said all that, I think the way to go is to do our best to promote our vendors that attended summer or that we can help somehow. I mean, I wouldn't go ahead and promote like Cake Warrior. They were never at our market. Or somebody that doesn't have any means of access, like Milk and Quackers or something like that. But I don't see anything with, I can, send them an email and say, this is what we decided about the market and this is what we're going to do for you. It would be, I think, my last email to them. Jamie?
Well, yeah, right. And I would also say that we're only going to promote you if you provide us the information, where people can pick it up or whatever. So I don't think we should be promoting those that aren't giving us information, but the ones that want the help. Those are the ones I feel like we should help.
Okay. Lori?
I wouldn't even send the email to everybody. Okay, like vendor B. Vendor B's never been at our market, has he?
Nope. Only to observe.
Oh, yeah, good for him. I wouldn't even, in the email, if and when we say we are not having the winter market, I wouldn't even mention the, you know, what we're going to end up doing for them online. I would send that in a separate email to our current vendors, our longtime vendors, our the vendors who have been with us.
I can do that.
And I think that would keep it simple, and it would keep it from being vendor A versus vendor B, and vendor B being, you know, that kind of thing. I think it should just be our core group that has been with us. I mean, whether it's guest or full-time, but I think it should just be with that.
Okay. That's a good idea. Does anybody else have any comments?
Hi, it's Ellen.
Hi, Ellen.
So I am more than happy to share things on Facebook. It takes a minute if somebody else is doing the posting. If a vendor wants us to post, they can let us know that they're posting, but I totally agree. You can't chase people. We all can't chase people. So, you know, if they say, hey, this is our special, and they put it on social media, I'm going to share it. I'm always sharing stuff like that.
You know, maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe what we should do is say, if you want us to post something on your behalf, do a guest post on our farmer market page, and we'll
Yep.
promote it for you.
I'm more than happy. It takes me a minute to post those food trucks every week.
Okay. Melody, I
But
see your hand.
doing it ourselves doesn't work.
Well, I was just going to say, I agree with that. I think that's a great idea. And I also feel like, just as a side note, like if you've already put in so much effort and you're feeling that, you know, kind of discouraged with how much vendors are doing it, and we've already put in this much effort to try and get it to going, that I agree that it's probably, you know, maybe we just step back and do it like we were talking about. Oh, they're saying nothing.
Yeah, I can see Matthew. So I probably did this in the wrong order, but I guess I make a motion to take a yes or no vote on holding an in-person winter farmers market this season.
Say nay.
Any other comment? I think comments are supposed to come after the motion, but any other comments?
No, thanks.
Did anybody second?
Oh, I can second. Hi, it's Ellen.
Okay. So,
Amy's frozen again.
oh, there she's back. Did you hear the motion?
Should you make it a motion instead of taking a yes or no vote? Should you make a motion to cancel the
Oh, yeah, you're right.
2020, 2021 Winter's Farmer Market due to COVID reasons?
I second Lori's motion. No, I'll make a motion. You're right. I should have done it that way. So I make a motion that we very reluctantly cancel the 2021 Winter Ledyard Farmers Market.
Second.
All in favor?
I'm a yes, unfortunately.
Okay. Motion passes unanimously. Wah!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, don't, because you're making me cry. Everything makes me cry all the time now.
Yeah,
None of us really want to. It's just, yeah.
yeah. I know. I we have worked valiantly to make this work. So I will work on an email or two. Lori, I'll send you some drafts, and we'll notify the vendors.
I think Bill wanted to say something.
Bill, go ahead.
Have we made any commitments to any awards that would be problematic backing out of? I mean, I think given the COVID rule changes, I think they would understand.
I have a deposit in. I don't think they've cashed the check. and I just need to return the key, and I'll probably give them some soap because I feel really bad that we've talked to them 2 years in a row. We have not had a market in their location.
I'm guessing it would be inappropriate to give them a
donation.
$100, $200 donation for their efforts. I mean, they obviously put in some efforts as we did. I don't know.
We could always call it a cancellation deposit.
Ooh. Bill, would you like to make a motion?
Wait, I'm not understanding it. Say it again.
So Bill is suggesting that since we have taken up the time at Our Lady of Lourdes for 2 years in a row and not have taken advantage of their generous offer, that we make a motion.
Oh, to Our Lady. Okay. For some reason, I thought you were talking about the vendors. Okay. I'm good with Lady of Lourdes. Yeah,
No.
I'm good with Our Lady of Lourdes. That's a great idea.
Okay, I make a motion that we make a cancellation donation to Our Lady of Lourdes in good faith for their involvement in the winter market for the last 2 years.
I second. All in favor?
I
Thank you, Ellen.
Do we have an amount?
We didn't. I would say $100 because that's the amount that they have as a check from me, and I'll just get reimbursed from the market. So I'll rephrase the motion, Bill, if you don't mind. I make a motion that we allow Our Lady of Lourdes to cash my check for $100 as a cancellation. What did you call it? Fee to in a good faith effort, a good faith communication to thank them for all the time that they spent in helping us these past 2 years.
Second.
Bill, second. All in favor?
yes.
Okay, passes unanimously. So I will tell them to cash my check. In April, I'll just get reimbursed. Okay. I think that wraps up winter, painful as it was. Is there any other new business to come before the committee? We do need to vote on our meeting dates. We never voted on the meeting dates to continue to have farmers market meetings on the first Thursday of the month at 5:30. Does that still work for everybody? So I think that passes unanimously. So we will continue to have Melody.
Somebody has to motion and somebody has to second.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the meeting time for the Ledyard Farmers Market at 5:30 on the first Thursday of each month.
I second it.
All in favor?
I
Passes unanimously. Our next meeting is December 3rd. I don't know that we'll actually have a meeting, but it's on the schedule. That's the date. Is there any other things that we need to talk about? I just want to, I know I've thanked you guys all for all the work over the summer, and I want to thank you for all the efforts to get winter off the ground. And despite our best efforts, I think it's not the safe thing to do.
Thank you, Pam. You've done a great job. You've done an excellent job as the market manager. So really, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I agree. You did a great job.
You have. And Mrs.
Put in
Mary,
a lot
thank you.
of effort, and we all see it. It was great. Great job.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a good team. We came up with a lot of ideas, good ideas tonight. I mean, I think it's good. So if there's no other things to discuss at 6.
Oh, but everybody needs to come to the bazaar this weekend.
If you want a pie, get there early, let me tell you.
Yep. Saturday, 11 to 2, is that what it is?
11 to 2, yes. So it's
Pam,
6 Saturday.
Pam, you need help starting at 9, right?
I sent around an schedule. If you're not on it, don't worry. Because we can't have that people in the room. So I'm going to call our meeting at 6:06 p.m. I make a motion to end our farmers market meeting.
Second.
Thanks,
All in-
everybody. Stay well.
You too. I'm going to
Have a
stop.
wonderful Thanksgiving, whatever that looks like. And yeah.